my meal prep. That's really worked for me when I was working out and doing everything. That's why this. I change it up between chicken and steak, between rice and potatoes. When I'm at work and I have my main meal is I do cucumbers marinated in balsamic vinaigrette. So I've got steak. I've already got potatoes already boiled. I do small little. This for a cost, it'll do like 5-6 days, just about, depending on how much you eat. I tend to put a little bit more steak in my meals, so I end up having about 4 days. So the steak I got today is actually a tri-tip roast. I'm going to show you cutting the roast, trimming it down, and then cutting it into steaks. I'm going to show you a little bit of what I do with my cucumbers and then the potatoes. Again, at the end I'll have all the ingredients in the comment section. Today's, for what it cost me, I ended up getting 2 bell peppers and, not 2 bell peppers, 2 cucumbers and 2 green onions, 2 bushels of green onions. I'm going to do one right now, and I'm going to save it because, well, I like to prolong it and I love it. So today's cost, it cost me at my grocery store $27.38. So cucumber, green onion, I'm going to shave the skin off of this one. For the green onion, just cut those right off. And then all I do with these, I love onions, very gum with me. It's always good to have gum with you. So just cooking that, I've already washed them off. So some of it I just take a little bit of the excess skin on these, just peel it off, and then I don't dice them all the way up. I'll show you what I do on this one. Pretty much once it starts going green, that's when I stop. Alright, so we've got everything sliced up. When I shaved the skin off of the cucumber, I cut it in half and then I cut it in half again. So they're all halves. So then Tupperware, I get this, what is it, Rubbermaid? I think I got these all at Walmart. They're like $4.99 for 4 of them. Pretty cheap. I've got a big huge stack to cover all of this. Now I make one big batch. This isn't going to be one meal. I usually take a little bit. My meals usually that I've calculated run, like my total meals a day is about 15 to 1800 calories. It just depends on what I'm doing. When I get back, I need to trim some weight, and then I'm going to bulk up. So trying to eat 3,000 calories is really tough for me. My favorite dressing, balsamic vinegar, is the Newman's Own balsamic, just the regular. I just really like the flavor of this one compared to all the other ones. So I just put a bunch in. So it's almost all the way, so they're almost coated. All sealed up. Let me do one thing. My favorite type of potatoes are these little fingerlings. I got 1 bag of red and then 1 bag of the mixed color. These are always fun because they're like a deep purple than white. So what I do with these, I boiled them and then chill them. Makes it easier. In the water that I boil, I took a bunch of that minced garlic and I put a bunch in with the water, and then it cooks. It's going to drain out when you strain them, the potatoes, after they're done. So I cook these just till they're soft. And I do that. Show you these purple ones. These are just so interesting. And these are potatoes. Look how deep that purple color is. Alright, so we've got both of them, both of those bags already diced up. Alright, so I've got a nice big skillet pan ready to go. put it about 7, and then my olive oil I put in. I don't put in too much, just enough to make sure that all the potatoes will get coated. Yeah, that's about enough. I am a huge, massive garlic fiend. In case you haven't noticed from before, I take a nice big amount. I'm going to do a little bit more than that. So that's about as much as I'm going to put in for garlic. I do add a little bit of garlic salt and some pepper to it. And then, alright, so now the other flavor that's really good, crushed rosemary. This adds such a good flavor to the potatoes. Just real quick so you can see, potatoes are coming along very, very nicely. Starting to brown a little bit. I like them a little bit more brown. Most of that olive oil has been sucked up, so that's always a good thing. Just going to let that cook. So this is a tri-tip roast. If you've ever been in the grocery store and you see tri-tip steaks, this is what they make it out of. So it's got some fat a little bit all around, and I trim mine down quite a bit. I try to get as much off. Now tri-tip is, so I just try to trim as much as I can of all the fat right off. So we're going to kind of take it, we're going to just make steaks out of it. So that's one, small one. I mean, look at that. That is just a nice piece. I grill my steaks. Thankfully here in Arizona, we can grill year round. We don't have to worry about snow. Even when it rains, I'll go out and grill. You can see how this can last you quite a few days. If you're trying to take off weight and watch your calorie intake, you can actually spread a lot of this out to probably 6 or 7 days. If you're trying to watch your pocketbook too, this really helps. I told you before, it's all of the ingredients, the potatoes, keep saying bell peppers, the cucumbers, the green onions, the steak, $27. And this is a week's worth of food. You can see now we're getting down into the a little bit different. So cutting against the grain helps keep it a lot more tender. It also depends on how you cook it. Alright, we got the steaks cooked. We have the potatoes divvied up into 5. Looks like about, I'd probably say maybe about a cup of potatoes. You know, maybe a little bit more. And then the steak, I cut into pieces. So we're going to see how some of these turned out. Ooh. Yep. Nice and pink in there. So I just cut this all up. Make them into bites because it's easier. Then I've actually been hungry for some steak. Being sick and not eating that well, and eating like garbage the last couple months, it's time to get back into the real swing of things. And then you just take it and you kind of divvy it up a little bit. This steak weighed, before I did any trimming, was a little over 2.5 pounds. Almost 2 2/3 pounds. So take off probably about 1/4 pound that we did, and then the cooking. So we're looking about 2.5 pounds of meat divvied up, and I just throw it in. And yeah, that was my phone. I got the 49er game watching. They're playing Seattle. They got to win. Better not lose. So I just divvy it up, throw it in the fridge, and I'm going to be good for 5 days. So just remember, too, is that if you want to take more lighter foods to work, and if you're single, this is also a great way to come home for dinner too, where you can just microwave it up and have your dinner. So either way, the way I do it, I eat my big meal while I'm at work, and then I go to the gym afterwards. So this really kind of helps work for me. Just do what works for you and have fun cooking. We'll see you next time, because next time it's the beef Wellington.